Welcome to Varsity Valorant, Blue Springs High School versus Lee Summit High School.
And speaking here is BunnyCat210 and
Remy does things. We're starting this map off on Fracture, with Blue Springs attacking and Lee Summit defending. To cover again, rules of Valorant is the first team to get to 13 points wins the game.
Right there.
and then after the first 13, they'll switch sides.
Mm. And there's also a swapping point in mid-game.
Swap it. Oh, wait, it's... I'm doing the game of learning as we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Right there.
So...
There.
You're currently in the buy phase, which happens before each round.
Mm-hmm. It seems they're trying to coordinate and pick out, they were calling out areas.
Down.
They were picking out...
Beacon here.
Sticking as a team this time, which is always good.
It hasn't been something that Blue Springs been doing a lot lately, though.
Reloading.
No, it has not. You can see they're in two teams going to Swarm A.
Is down.
Ooh, already Beans and Abbott got Wrong Wizard and Munch. And we can see Huntsman is at low health.
Enemy spotted A.
And I see they're split it up and left only with Astro.
But Astro so far has been a good player for Blue Springs, but in the end it was a 1v3.
But hey, he went down with the fight.
We could see that, at least from the last match and this one, Blue Springs spent a lot of their credits already. But
It seems the opposite team is deciding to save up.
yes,
Right there.
which allows them to buy weaponry that they're more comfortable with.
Right there.
So we can tell they're plotting out where they're gonna go together. Good move.
Smoke's down. Walls up. Launching smoke.
Reloading.
Shutting them down.
Sorry, we had a slight
Technical difficulty.
that's the word.
But we can see that pretty quickly
Last
that
player standing.
Lee Summit has
Spike
taken
down.
down
Copy.
most of Blue Springs, leaving Munch in a well, it was a 2v1, but Munch did pretty well with that.
They did the best they could. It is quite a situation always.
If we're looking at the kill counts currently, Pants and Abbott seem to be people that Blue Springs are going to want to look out for, along with Beans. But to no surprise, Munch and Astro, who have been key players on Blue Springs' end, have been at the top of their leaderboard.
I think Munch having the spike's a good idea. And so you can tell they're eager and ready to go. It's a good thing they keep going as a group though and splitting
Wave
up.
crashing. Launching smoke.
To,
Stim beacon
flank.
down.
You can see they're already starting to do some combat.
Immediately, Astro getting Abbott and Ravage getting knocked down, only for Huntsman to avenge Ravage.
Now we're at a 3v4 and Spike is planted. If they can just keep this up, we'll win this round.
Flashbang.
Especially since the spike's been planted, this means Lee Summit is on a time crunch to not only defuse the spike, but to Ooh. It is a 2v2.
Smoke's down.
Blue Springs might just be saved by the spike though.
If they can survive out just long enough, they could pull to third.
Found the alarm down.
But this could also go the same way for Lee Summit. If they can find the spike and defuse it in time. But Blue Springs came in clutch with Munch.
Goodness, that was one heck of a move.
There.
It was. Again, we can see Munch and Astro at the top with about as much kills as Pants have. And we can see
Right here.
two ultimates ready, one on Blue Springs' end and one on Lee Summit's.
This is,
Smoke's down.
The hunt begins.
Hey!
Stim beacon here.
Bomb buddy out. Satchel out. Reloading. Satchel out.
Spike planted.
Last player standing.
sorry. Technical difficulties once more.
And once more, at least someone got another kill on Blue Springs. Just in time for Lee Summit to defuse the spike. It was a close one, though, from what I saw.
It was. So regardless of if everyone's dead, if they don't stop that spike, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And the spike diffusing takes a while, so if it's too late, then that's interesting to know.
It is. You can see Pants leading the kill count, with Astro following quick behind, which is no surprise. But what I'm shocked about is how Ravage has yet to get any kills.
Everyone has off days, but there's still how many?
Well-
9 more rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a whole other game after this one. Seeing as this is only game 1 of 2.
Yeah, plenty of time to get any grudges.
Launching smoke.
We can see them infiltrate as a team.
Stim beacon down.
Abbott getting Ravage and Astro immediately avenging Abbott. Oh, Ravage.
Spike is planted.
Prepare for hellfire.
They nearly avoided Beans.
Beans just getting Astro.
Listen up.
Launching smoke.
They avoided the hole, but ended up getting knocked down afterwards.
Huntsman at low health, well, basically backing himself
Last
into an
player
open spot
standing.
in the corner, was not a smart move. Leaving Munch behind with the spike, but it sounds like the spike is about to go off, and Lee Summit does not have enough time to defuse that.
They did?
Oh, they did. Huh.
I was about to say, they might be able to clutch that. They pulled through.
Great job on Lee Summit's end. Since Blue Springs has mainly been sticking together with this one, I'm wondering if they split into 2 different groups, that it might help.
Flanking could be a good option here, as they are expecting all of them to come in bunched at once. A good distraction in flanking around the side could benefit greatly.
We can see Munch again holding the spike.
Smoke's down.
It seems that they're trying their best to at least avoid some enemy skills.
They're staying, even with everything going on, they're staying together real well. Oh, that's so good.
We can see that Munch has planted the spike, and it is a 5v4.
Everyone's still alive and kicking, so that's all.
Well, besides one member, well, 3 members of Lee Summit.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
It leaves just 1 member left.
This might be a flawless victory, but that's too soon to tell.
I wouldn't say it's too soon, seeing as it's a 1v5, and the
could go-
spike has been planted.
He could go down with a fight though, but
Even if he goes down with a fight, you can hear the spike about to explode with Astro right above it.
but if he kills someone, it's not a flawless victory. But
We
the
can see the
victory's
health
still a
of Blue
victory.
Springs. It's not going down.
Oh yeah, I know. That was a flawless round.
We can see that, again, non-surprisingly, Astro is at the top, and it looks like Blue Springs is saving some of their
Spike
credits.
here.
Yeah, we're starting to save up. Looks like Beans has the most, or no, Shivi and Beans have the most credits. I'm curious what they're gonna do with them.
It's very likely that they'll use their credits to help their teammate buy different types of weaponry that they perhaps would be more comfortable with.
Launching
We're
smoke.
off once more.
Here comes the party!
Stim beacon down.
Placing sentry.
We see Ravage walking around with his knife, which is probably not a smart idea to do.
They've split up into 2 teams,
Blocking fire.
and it is paying off pretty well. We're getting the spike planted, and now it's up to Lee Summit.
Pants just getting down to Astro, which gives Lee Summit the advantage, but Lee Summit immediately losing 2 members.
Now it's a 4v3.
It's now a 3v3. Hey, you predicted it.
Yeah, well, yep. I had prediction. Alright. The spike is starting to get dangerously close. If we can hold out and stay alive, or if Blue Springs can hold out and stay alive.
Finally,
Enemy
2
remaining.
kills on Ravage's end, which is expected. Now 3.
Holding clutch. Good job.
It's expected.
Maybe
Saying-
that's a good luck charm.
It seems like to me Ravage is getting back in the game at least.
He's just warming up.
Yeah.
5 kills.
5 kills, and we see that the top 3 have been supreme players on Blue Springs end lately. Astro, Munch, and Ravage.
Looks like Lee Summit aren't slacking though. Pants with 11 kills, Beans falling
Right
by
there.
7.
Right there.
It's more evenly divided between Blue Springs, but on Lee Summit you can see the winning, the top players. Perhaps if they get those out first, that's what leads up to the victory.
Immediately see Astro killing one of the members of Squid.
Just the smallest little peek and Astro knocked out Squid. It's pretty impressive.
We can see that
Spike planted.
the spike has been planted by Wizard. We have Ravage on his own.
1 enemy remaining.
Getting 2 kills.
Flawless.
3!
Look at Ravage pulling in clutch.
Ravage was clearly flanking behind the enemy, which is a smart move to do.
That's it's always good to have a distraction party and then send someone to flank. I'm saying that knife could be a good luck charm.
Even then, it's curious to me that Blue Springs chose to send Ravage in on his own, when oftentimes sending one person on their own might not be the smartest move.
It could be potentially
Right
with
there.
Ravage could have moved on his own, but
It could have.
it seems to pull through either way.
Open up the sky.
We can see the one that's holding the spike now is,
Wizard.
Alarm bot.
yep.
Bomb buddy out.
Face your fear!
Wizard having now planted the spike.
We see several enemy ultimates go off at once.
Yep.
We're down to 3 players. Luckily, Wizard's healed up.
Huntsman and Ravage getting taken down by Beans.
2v2 with Munch and Vinny.
It seems that Munch is trying to make sure the spike doesn't get diffused, but they're kind of back between a rock and a hard place.
Enemy remaining.
Having
Player
just
standing.
killed the person that was potentially trying to defuse the spike, Munch just
Holding clutch, killing the rest. Very good for them.
and having the spike detonate right at the end.
It was a risk to defend the spike, but that was the most important part.
Someone spot me.
Yep.
Alright. Oh, you can see Munch just bought something for Frank. So it's
You can see that Munch and Ravage are tied for kills, which is no surprise. Again, they are some pretty good members.
Ravage picked up his game and come back in.
Flooding them. Smoke's down.
Oh, immediately getting spiked.
Poor Munch.
Wizard still holding the spike. It seems at least Summit was kind of knowing what to expect this time.
Ravage was low and now getting knocked down. Seems their good strategy is starting to come with a price.
But Astro having just gotten 2-3 kills. Wizard
down
just
A.
got killed.
One enemy remaining. Last
Astro
player
and-
standing.
Huntsman is the last one left, so he better be careful with what he does.
There we
And
go.
he proves it effective.
Good move on him. That was a risky situation and he pulled in through the end.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that was kind of
It seems that Blue Springs has bought weapons that they are more comfortable with. And we can see Astro with his ultimate ready and Pants and Squid with theirs.
I wonder when they're about to start that up. Be an interesting show to see when they use it. Blue Springs has taken a nice little lead after what?
Smoke's down.
Is it after this one they'll start?
Yeah. Although, I was gonna say it almost looked like that Ravage was gonna be going on his own, but we have Squid coming in sniping.
Ooh.
Astro, though, getting Squid and Pants.
Ravage left at low health.
Spike planted.
We have the spike planted now.
Reloading. Launching smoke.
We can
It's a
see that
3v3.
we can see that Ravage is at low health.
Sticking close to Wizard, which is a good move.
And nearby the spike as well.
Blocking fire.
Astro, there was movement heard by Astro, but there's definitely a lot going on here.
If you saw that, Astro had a
remaining.
corner advantage,
Last player
which
standing.
leaves a 1v1 between Sheev and Astro, with Sheev walking right into Astro's line of fire.
You gotta be careful around those corners.
Last round before the switch.
You're about to see after this round, Blue Springs switching to defending, while Lee Summit switches to attack. It is very likely in situations like these that the opposing enemy will choose the team that, or well, the fighting style that they are least comfortable with, oftentimes being defense, to change the game in the second half.
Yeah, let's see if Blue Springs can keep up this good streak. It's clear they warmed up and gotten comfortable though, but
You could hear an ultimate on one side, with Pants immediately taking down Astro.
Vance and
Spike down
Astros, they're like
A.
the nemesis of this match. They're
Ultimate
both
ready.
always, they're both the top, so.
Carrying spikes.
You see Ravage with the spike. Oof. Everyone's pretty split up, though Ravage is somewhat near Wizard. Munch is flanking from behind, I think.
Yep.
No.
ready.
Yes. Mixture. Yes. Caught them by surprise and managed to get 2 hits. Now it's a 3v2.
Which balances things out a little bit for Blue Springs' end.
There is Pants on the opposite team, so we'll have to see if they can take down Pants. I have faith in Munch
And Ravage.
and Ravage.
Initiated.
Spike planted.
Having the spike now be
Shield going
planted,
up.
Placing
Flooding
smoke.
them.
they have immediately put some pressure on the Summit's end with the spike.
Ravage is going off to inspect and try to find where the enemies are. Oh,
We can see an enemy skill
Launching
having
smoke.
been used now.
Enemy spotted B.
One enemy remaining.
Ravage, having
Dim
gotten
beacon here.
a kill before getting down by
Player standing.
Pants, leaving Munch left, but the spike is about to detonate.
can Pants defuse the spike in time? Regardless if Munch is dead, the spike went off. Too focused on getting the kill, unfortunately.
Yep.
Switching sides.
Which leaves Blue Springs needing about
Trying to defuse, of
about
course.
5 more points.
Trying to defuse would always does tend to would leave Pants open and therefore I suppose they were screwed either way.
We can see that Blue Springs is split up to two separate sides to cover point A and B.
Ooh, goodness. Pants having 17 kills.
Oh yeah.
But Astro is behind with 15.
With Ravage with 13. And Munch with 12.
In a sense, it is better than having one player with high kills to have instead multiple players with, you know, relatively high kills.
You can see that Huntsman, Ravage, and Munch are all near point A a little bit, while Wizard is near
the
But it seems that the
action is
enemy
happening at
Oh,
Right there.
we can immediately see some action happen near point B.
Bunch taking out all of the enemies. We are down to a 5v3.
We can see that Astro is moving over to point B, leaving Huntsman behind, who is now realizing that his team is going to
One
where the
enemy
action
remaining.
is, and is
Spike
taking
down
what
B.
looks to be the longer route.
There we go.
And we have defused the spike.
With a flawless victory. The split strategy is paying off pretty well. The only worry though is when is everyone at one point, someone else with the actual spike may be trying to go to the other point. But so far we are seeing luck. And it's just started.
You can see that Astro is kind of laying in the middle.
Astro's down to 0 credits. You must be very comfy with the weaponry.
It's either that or he was helping out his teammates by buying some weaponry.
Alright, I forget that.
Immediately,
down
we see some
A.
action over on point A. With Abbott killing Huntsman, leaving this a 3v5.
3v4. 3v3. Ooh.
3v2.
Spike down A.
Munch having low health, but getting squid.
One enemy remaining.
Astro taking out another.
Abbott?
Yes. And now we're just left
Dim
with
beacon
one
here.
enemy. Munch is low health, but whether it matters here or not.
And Wizard
Not-
getting beans.
Bomb grenade out.
Blue Springs just needs 3 more points compared to the Summit needing 9 for this round.
I guess you could say Wizard took out the copy, since they're both playing the same character.
Right there.
Ooh, Pants 18.
Right there.
Again, I think it's always better when
All of
team
your
has spread kills compared to one with high kills.
Especially if the person with the high kills dies.
Then it leaves your team open. When it's spread out skill, it shows that the team can handle itself even alone.
Enemy spotted B.
See that we can see that enemies have been spotted on B.
So now, Huntsman, Astro, and Ravage are moving from A to B currently.
Turn out.
Everyone taking separate paths, but Huntsman is somewhat near Astro. Oof.
Ooh.
Spike
Abbott
down
just getting
B.
munched, but Wizard avenging his friend. And
4v2.
swapping his weaponry.
Smoke's down. Reloading.
Alright.
Walls up.
Now we gotta see where out of the last two are gonna pull through. Whew.
You can see that Ravage is eyeing
Defending
the
the spike.
corner carefully.
Ravage is defending the spike, dropped down.
Which is a smart move to go with.
Wave crashing. Launching smoke.
One suppressed.
30 seconds left.
Target B.
Lee Summon is
Flooding
being
there.
put on a time crunch for 30 seconds left to either find the spike and plant it,
Flashbang.
for it to also last long enough to detonate without Blue Springs interference, or kill enough Blue Springs members. And Beans is taken down too.
10
Leaving
seconds left.
Astro and Wizard left. Astro having just spot,
An enemy.
which means it's most likely heading Wizard's way.
Man,
But
ooh,
the timer expired. Leaving
For a minute, I almost thought Astro was an enemy as well as Wizard when he suddenly came in. Scared me. He surely is a match keeping you on your toes.
I wouldn't say this one's keeping me on my toes
I'm
too
on my
much.
toes. It's getting close.
Placing alarm
It can always switch either way.
Well, seeing as Blue Springs only needs 2 more points, and they've had a pretty consistent win streak so far.
Don't jinx us. It can always happen.
It could,
Smoke
but
down.
also I have faith in our players.
Yeah, they are one solid team. That is for certain.
We can only assume that there's been pretty good communication on Blue Springs' end.
Good communication is always how a team works. Ooh, we're pretty Blue Springs is quite spread out on the map. But we are at 5-3.
You can see that there's some action near point A, which seems likely to where like someone is trying to go.
We see Munch though heading back to point B, maybe to check it out. Ravage off on his own, and Huntsman is now leading point A.
Yep, Munch's assumption was honestly pretty smart to go back to check B real quick.
They must have slightly, you know, poked at A and then decided to run at B when their teammates were dying. But since everyone moved in time, it did not work as a strategy.
It really didn't.
One enemy remaining.
Huntsman getting squid and beans leads another victory for Blue Springs, and
Flawless once more.
Match point.
again, I'm just gonna say this. Blue Springs has this one in the bag, but there's always game 2.
Let's see if Lee Summit can pull in clutch, or if this is a bagged win. Everyone is definitely eager to get going.
Pants is definitely the first kill that Blue
Right here.
Springs has planned, seeing as they have 18 kills.
Grenade!
Huntsman having just spotted the enemy and
Taking out with an explosion.
See ya! Grenade!
Huntsman already getting out 2 players. That's a
leaving
good
it
start.
a 4v2. But the problem is Huntsman also has sacrificed a good chunk of his health for this. We've seen Wizard back in the corner
One
and
enemy
get taken down by
remaining.
beans. Only for Huntsman to basically get Squid and his low health getting taken advantage of him.
Now we have Astro and Munch left versus Beams. Let's see how this plays out. I told you not to jinx Blue Springs. Let's see, this is what I mean about it keeping you on your toes. You never know what's going to happen.
Oh yeah. But my point was
Defenders win.
these two are some good players on Blue Springs end.
They were. It was a good thing they were left. And that leaves it to the first match.
We will be right back. Welcome back to game 2 of Blue Springs High School versus Lee Summit Valorant Varsity.
And yep, there's a little technical difficulty.
What's up?
Either or. We are starting a new game. This is game 2?
Yes.
With Blue Springs having got the point last round. We can see a new face. Well, not necessarily new, but
One of the characters was swapped out. Having
players, actually. Huntsman was swapped out for Rainbow.
Sorry.
Gotta go.
Whether it was for preference on the map or your personal reasons. Either or, we are in Lotus. A very pretty looking place, I'll give it that.
Sounds good.
Pretty early on, we are getting some action between Astro and Ravage. It now being a
4v3. Alright, we have this
ooh, the spike has been planted, but
One enemy
it is
remaining.
now a 3v1.
Last player standing.
Pants getting Ravage and Wizard, leaving Munch alone to defend the spike against Pants.
It seems Munch and Pants tend to be in this situation a lot. Ooh, Pants got him this time. And the spike defused. Just in time.
Clutch.
In the chat, I'm sorry. Anyways. And here we are, back in the phase.
Alright, you're back
Alright.
in the buy phase. We can see that Lee Summit has more credits than Blue Springs.
Yeah.
But it's very likely that they're all saving.
Yeah.
Placing sentry.
It is still early in the game. You don't want to spend too many credits.
Especially you seeing as Blue Springs is getting comfortable with the map.
It is definitely quite a change if you ask me.
Especially because I'm pretty sure Lotus is one of the newer maps.
Hey there.
Having just recently been allowed to use within Valorant.
Spike down.
We just see Pants and Beans.
Last player
Most
standing.
of the characters.
Leaving Ravage standing on his own. But it is very unlikely he's gonna last too long. Seeing as he just got walked straight into the enemy team.
It's an unfortunate situation to be stuck in, but
Go, go, go.
can't do anything about it.
It seems like Blue Springs is defending. Seeing as none of them have the spike. Which means it's very likely that they're gonna
No, Wizard has the
Oh,
spike.
Wizard has the spike. Then they're attacking. My bad.
I was just about to say we just planted the spike in the earlier match. It's okay. It's a day.
It's been a day. But it's been a fun day.
Seems the luck though has flopped around.
One suppressed.
I think someone jinxed. But anyway.
Oh, hey! If you remember last game, Blue Springs was
down,
very
C.
similar to how this was in the beginning.
Yes, that is true. Perhaps they're giving them a false sense of security.
Perhaps.
Gotta go.
And perhaps I should Jake Sloan, Bunny Cat 210.
I'm out of here.
Wow, you can just say when. Anyways. And now we're at second round.
Having gotten Squid, it is now a 3v3 with Astro on low health. But we have Rainbow and Ravage to back him up.
An even playing field. All we can hope is Astro gets some health.
It's either that or Astro gets close enough to plant the spike.
One of the things I always do like about these games is seeing the different weapon skins. It lets you know the type of person
Go, go,
and
go.
character they are. Whether they take themselves more seriously or more silly.
30 seconds left.
We can see Rainbow walking around with the knife out.
Swapping out for you
Having running right into Beans.
an
enemy
unfortunate
remaining.
situation.
But Astro planting the spike and getting Beans. Leaving the last member on the Summit's end about on a quick time limit against some of the best players in Blue Springs team.
This
Ravage.
So, what?
You go first.
I'm sorry, it's a little scoop.
You can see Ravage, snipe, preparing to snipe with his gun loaded,
And the spike
and the
is
spike being diffused with Astro getting a ball. Or Abbott.
the spike was not defused, but they killed the enemy team.
The spike was about to explode.
Exactly.
We are losing words.
And we're no longer defending. We're having a little silly moment, it seems.
But we can see that,
Thanks.
Blue Springs is buying, weapons for each other, which is very good and a good sense of teamwork between the two.
Right there.
Looks like we're starting with a comfortable match as everyone most likely has with the weapon. Ooh, instantly taking out that enemy's ability.
You can see that Blue Springs is mainly sticking together.
A relatively good strategy that has been benefiting them. You can see Astro flashbanging before entering to stun the enemy.
Ava, though, getting Astro pretty quickly as Wizard plants the spike.
Going up.
Now there's time to defend. Ooh,
Rapid headshotting hands and Rainbow getting Abbott.
Watch out.
that was one heck of a shot from.
Ooh, Squid getting Rainbow though.
We still have
He's
time
getting
left.
Ravage. The Summit though is still on a time crunch. It sounds like.
Last player
Ooh,
standing.
Sheev getting Wizard, leaving Munch on their own. Against 3 enemies, that's not going to be very, very effective. But Munch getting Squid. With this spike planted.
Kill.
Sorry. With the spike exploding.
Get a little excited.
That was clutched. See 3 team ultimates ready for Blue Springs. And Astro getting the spike
I'm
this
outta here.
time.
Now we're starting off pretty solid. But
Right there.
There.
to get back into we're in a comfortable spot once more. Seems it just took a minute to get the right materials.
Gotta go.
Something I have to comment on though.
Go, go, go.
I absolutely adore Valorant's character designs.
They are all very unique, and I do enjoy all of the differences.
You can get a character's personality pretty easily based on their appearance, and Valorant knows just how to do this.
And what's more so interesting with having such diverse characters, it's hard to tell the player's playstyle depending on who they play.
Now back to the game. It is a 4v3 between Blue Springs and the Summit.
We have a
Despite
spike
having
from-
been planted and Wizard getting down by Beans, along with Astro. Leaving Ravage and Munch with the spike about to detonate, but it could also just as easily be diffused.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
It is a 1v1 with the spike about to detonate.
There's no way in time, unfortunately, for Shivi to have gotten it. You could tell in the end Munch knew it as well. Celebrating early.
You can see that, once again, like last game, Pants is leading the kill board, but
I'm outta
Blue
here.
Springs is pretty even out with their kills, especially between Ravage, Astro,
go.
and Munch.
I'm out of here. Need a drop.
I guess you're right.
Go, go, go.
Get a little silly and then start off a little silly and then catching
Got
up.
it. Placing sentry. Enemy C.
And seeing combat quite early in the game.
Water rising.
Especially with the oxen wall set up from enemy. Well, technically Technically, Squid is the
down,
one that's
C.
playing Viper.
We had this spike carrier killed, but Ravage picked it back up. Now
I know
placing spike.
exactly where
Enemy
you
C.
Spike planted. Wave crashing.
It is a 3v3 with Ravage at low health.
2v3 now.
Yes.
Nice try.
Last player standing.
Ooh.
One enemy remains.
Rainbow
Rainbow coming
clutch.
in clutch.
Almost got me. Not
Good play.
That was a very good lead.
Great job on Rainbow's end.
Can someone spot me?
You saw an offering going on. A nice little switch trade there. I think that's a fun function in this game.
Being able to swap weaponry with your teammates. It's even more fun, in my opinion, when you steal them from the enemy team.
That is indeed, in that you get to keep it. It's always interesting.
this way. Gotta go. Sentry. Here we go.
See them rolling for
We
a
can
fight.
immediately see some action right ahead in Blue Spring's end.
Yeah, those moving doors do seem to be a challenge, but they can be a benefit.
Abbott having just gotten down Rainbow, but Spike has been planted.
Water rot. Not yet.
With Ravage getting down Pants, which has been a leading killer for Blue Spring's end,
No
and
charges.
taking out Abbott without Abbott realizing.
A strong
getting
4v2.
With Munch, Astro, and Ravage, it's not going to be too much of a fight.
Unless we get caught off hand. There is still beams on the other team.
There is, but the Spike is getting closer to
One
detonating.
enemy remaining.
Beans being the last one standing. Only for Beans to get down Astro, but Munch taking advantage of Beans attacking Astro to
Last
attack
player
Beans.
standing.
Getting quick revenge.
You see now that Beans is leading the kill board.
And Ravage as well in the lead.
We can see that Lee Summit has 3 ultimates ready, which is leaving me curious on how they're going to go about using them.
Wizard currently has their ultimate ready as well, carrying the spike. Ready to go.
Shocking.
Got Ravage holding out his knife. Between the gun.
Immediately, Rainbow getting down Pants. Good move.
I'm out of here.
Rainbow's flanking around the side, getting Viper down. Or
It
Squid.
is a 5v3, and the Spike is being
Face your
planted.
fear!
Shield going up. Too slow.
One enemy remaining.
You can see that Cheese is the only one left standing, and it is a 4v1.
You can tell Wizard is looking around trying to
Gotta go.
find him as well. Ooh, she would taken out Ravage. Nah, I don't believe a clutch is possible, seeing
I'm
as
outta
the
here.
spike is detonating.
Ooh, Rainbow just walked into Sheev's line of fire though. But that didn't matter too much, seeing as the Spike did detonate.
Go, go, go. Can I get this? Thanks.
Alright. They're leading they're in a solid lead. It's 6-2.
With the ultimates being tied as well.
Now I'll see how this plays out once more. Munch now has the spike compared to Wizard.
With Ravage leading the kill board, following with Munch and Rainbow actually, instead of Astro.
Everyone has up and down days in matches.
I wouldn't even say that this is a down day for Astro. If anything, this is an up day for Rainbow. It's probably because Rainbow is playing a character that they are both comfortable and familiar with, having just sniped Abbott from behind.
Indeed.
Gotta
One enemy remaining.
Having a comfortable character with all the
Oh wow, that was fast.
No, that was a quick match. Good job on
The
the
spikes
spikes.
hadn't even been planted yet for that one.
They didn't even need the spike.
Wizard holding the spike for now, but seeing it's still early into the buy phase, it can change at any second. But something I've seen consistently throughout these matches is that Wizard is normally the one holding the spike.
Indeed. Before it was Munch,
there.
I believe. No, Ravage as well. But
Munch and Ravage have had their fair shares of holding the spike.
swapping the spike is a good idea because the other team could become familiar with who's holding it. And you don't want that character targeted each time. Ooh, Ravage taking out Maestro.
And Ravage taking out Abbott.
Gets avenged.
4v4. Rainbow getting out Sheev.
Blocking fire. Joke's over. You're dead.
Ooh,
And Hans getting Rainbow.
And
But
Ravage
Ravage
taking
switches to a Squid. And Hans getting Wizard.
Spike down A.
2v2 and the spike is not planted. This isn't looking too good.
Wave crashing. Right there.
We can see that Beans used his skill recently, which was a
Right there.
revival.
Initiated.
Alright.
Last player standing.
Beans getting Bunch, leaving Astro on his own at low health.
Ooh, the win streak breaking.
Still, Blue Springs is in the lead.
Yes, they do have quite the lead. It would take quite a turnaround for Lee Summit to win this one.
We can see that Ravage has 15 kills, with Bean following behind with 14.
They're on each other's toes, that's for sure.
This is no surprise to me. Ravage has been one to play with an aggressive playstyle.
Quite the turnaround from the beginning of the first match.
Indeed.
We have some action, but no, we have a kill. Astro getting out Abbott, Beans getting Ravage.
Spike down A.
And Wizard and Astro leaving it a 2v4.
Oof, Beans wiping out most of the team.
Beans
go, go.
really clearing the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you could say the beans are cooking.
I guess you can. We have Rainbow and Munch left.
I'm out of here.
Is Munch gonna munch on some beans?
Go, go, go.
Last player
Ooh.
standing.
Well, you could say Beans definitely munched on Rainbow.
Munch the
did munch on some beans. But it was
Just-
still a 1v3, and that was no good.
Oof, Munch getting pantsed.
Last round in the half.
Oh boy. Last round before the swap. And we
Yep.
see Lee Summit taking the turn. I think the issue is they're not planting the spike.
Yeah. But Blue Springs might not have enough time to react before planting a spike.
It seems they're going more offensive though, and going and not focused on the mission. Hopefully Wizard will plant the spike.
Especially seeing as Blue Springs only needs 6 more points before it. Yeah. Game pretty much ends.
We see
Hands immediately getting munched for Rabbit and Beans.
it was a bold move to run near enemy spawn.
Oh yeah.
And we see Wizard planting the spike, I believe.
Yep.
Yep. Oh man.
Oh wow.
Core systems restored.
It is a 3v2. Well, now 2v2, but
One
still,
enemy
Spike has been
remaining.
planted, leaving Squid on their own against Astro and Ravage, which is not a situation that I would want to be placed in.
That's quite the duo to be left with.
These two have consistently stuck together side by side throughout these sorts of games, and they are the deadly pair.
Indeed they are.
Switching sides.
They got the final win in before the side switched.
But as we saw last round, Blue Springs was pretty confident being defenders as well.
They seem solid on both sides, and this one we'll see how well they can take it.
Seeing as Blue Springs does only need 5 more points.
Right there.
We do see they used
Right
up
there.
most of the credits for after the switch,
there.
the usual occurrence.
Blue Springs being pretty split apart, with almost everyone trying to cover one of the points.
It's a bold strategy, but not too bad. It is split into 3 different points.
Too suppressed.
But I'm not too worried with Ravage being on his own.
Ravage has been able to carry himself quite well in these situations. So we don't want to jinx any situation. Rainbow's moving between points or steady, ready to go at a moment's notice.
We could see something going on between Munch and Astro.
I don't know
I'm
what
not
it is.
entirely sure what it is, but it looks like they're doing a little boogie.
Sometimes you just gotta dance. Oh, ooh, see
Reyna
some
kills
action
you.
finally. Munch taking out Pants.
And
Ravage
Ravage getting Sheev.
Man.
I can suppose you say Pants got Pants.
The eyes are down.
Munch getting Abbott now,
One enemy remaining.
and Astro getting Beads. Only for Munch to get knocked down by Squid both times.
And Squid taking out Astro. It is still a 3v1. But don't think Squid can pull through. But there is 30 seconds left.
Rainbow having gotten Squid.
Yep. Does that leave 4 points for Blue Springs?
What's
Yep.
up?
We gotta hope.
While Lee Summit needs 9.
I'm out of here.
We have seen turnarounds like this before with the Blue Springs match, but it is very unlikely with the streak and the playstyle that we've seen with Blue Springs lately.
So far, this is quite the solid team, getting a hang of each other and understanding where everyone's going. I think they all use the same weapon.
Take this. Placing swarm grenade.
We can
Placing
quickly
alarm bot.
see that
Cover going out.
Wizard having already gotten some kills, which implies that the enemy team is over near point A. It's
Or
now
at least one moving flank. We do have more combat at point A.
Wizard getting Sheev and Ravage getting Squid.
Yeah, it seems the last ones are
One
there.
enemy remaining. Spike
Oop,
down A.
Rainbow just getting Beans. And Munch getting Abbott. Leaving Blue Springs only to need 3 more points.
Such short rounds, but such long wait. We got some gun switching happening.
We can see that Blue Springs is pretty good on their credits, although Lee Summit does have more. But Ravage coming in with 21 kills.
Good and sticking turnaround. There's some chatter going around in the chat.
Pants getting both Rainbow and Ravage pretty early on is a smart move on their end, that's for sure.
Enemy spotted A.
Oh, goodness.
Ooh, Pants getting Wizard, only for Astro to take down Pants.
We got a 2v4 still, so we have to see how this match ends. This might be a slight
Placing
turnaround.
swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
Spike
I
planted.
am slightly worried seeing as the spike's been planted and everything, seeing as we only have 2 members, but also I'm not too worried in general because it's also Munch and Astro,
Placing
but with the
swarm
spike they are put under a time crunch.
Last player standing.
And besides, with the
Yeah.
spike discovered, but going to try and take it out
Going in to defuse it puts,
at an open position.
yeah,
And unfortunately, Astro may not have time as
especially seeing as he is on his own.
being to achieve
One
the
enemy remaining.
making it
Yeah.
impossible.
Although, again, Blue Springs only needs 3 points compared to what the Summit needs.
We'll just have to see.
You can see the Blue Springs is now once again splitting up, which is different to last time where they were all grouped together.
Turret out.
You have to group up though, however, when you're doing defending, as there are 3 different
Well,
points.
Yes, there's 3 different points and they're normally split
What's up?
into pairs. But if you saw the last round, they were all together in the beginning. That's what I was
Take
saying.
this.
I suppose they had an inkling to it.
Ooh, Pan's immediately getting Wizard and Rainbow, which implies that they are going straight for point A.
We have the teams slightly grouping up again as we have a 3v5.
Target
Back on our toes. as Perhaps Blue Springs is getting too confident.
Well, I wouldn't say that they're getting too confident, seeing
No.
as a lot of death has just occurred.
A lot of death did occur.
Squid getting munched though, but Astro and Ravage again are the
enemy
ones
remaining.
together.
Ooh, Ravage fading out. Cheating.
Especially seeing as they have each other's backs.
Player standing.
Ravage walking straight into Squid's line of fire. But now that Astro knew that Squid was there, it allowed Astro to come in ready.
A necessary sacrifice, if you ask me.
It's probably a planned one too, think about it.
No doubt. Definitely good communication between them all.
Thanks.
I'm surprised that at least someone hasn't called a timeout to discuss what to do. But then again, with this situation, I'm pretty confident in Blue Springs.
Alarm bot out.
What much else can they do, even in a timeout?
Well, in a timeout they can discuss what to do to address to come next.
I know, but could they catch up in time?
I've seen turnarounds like that happen before, so
It is fair, but it is a good question.
Cover going out.
We'll just have to see.
Found them.
ooh. Oh, that was an alarm bot targeted, which is a killjoy skill, meaning the enemy is over on point C.
down, C.
The Ravage and Munch
One
coming
enemy
in
remaining.
clutch, leaving Squid on their own.
Goodness, we currently have
It is
Flawless
entirely
victory.
flawless victory.
What did they expect?
goodness.
I'm out of here.
Match point.
It is finally the last round.
An exciting game, but without aggressive and confident Blue Springs has been playing. I have my bets on Blue Springs.
I believe it's in the bag.
Placing
Got
sentry.
Ravage with 26 kills, Munch behind with 15.
Astro with 13. Leaving
Placing alarm bot.
They'll need quite the luck to make it.
again, turnarounds like this have happened before, but it's just whether or not
Joke's over. You're dead.
It's just whether or not.
It seems that Lee Summon is now targeting point B. Ooh, with Ravage getting out by Pants, but Rainbow immediately
Go, go, go.
taking in turn Pants. It is a 3v3 with Asper getting Squid.
Enemy remaining.
Oh,
Predicted this.
Defenders win.
a win on Blue Springs end. That was a great game against Blue Springs High School and Lee Summit for Varsity Valorant. I'm Remy Duns Things, and this is my coach Shoutcaster, BunnyCat210. We'll see you next time.